Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. You might be asking me, why are we having an episode so soon? That wasn't going to be till the 21st. Well, still got 13 hours left, and I did read that the demo is 4 hours of content. So that is helpful. 4 hours of content with being able to continue that into the base game. So we're going to start our playthrough. It's going to be up on release day, which is tomorrow, the 20th. And then we will have an episode, I believe, immediately after that, the next day. And we'll be rolling into the playthrough. I'm going to double check that right now. So I've never played any Expeditions games. I do have Expeditions Vikings and Expedition Conquistadors. I never got deep into the game. Not because of anything in particular, just a lot of games came out at the time, so I kind of transitioned from playing those to other games. So yeah, we'll have the first one up. Well, technically, you'll be seeing this will be late on the 19th, or it'll be around the 20th on release day. Then the 21st, we'll have the second episode. Then it'll be every other day at that point. So here we go in Expeditions Rome. Your Praetorians may leave your party if their approval drops too low. Your closest companions will never leave. Okay.
In the year of Lucius Licinius Lucullus, Rome was prosecuting several wars of self-defense, most notably in Greece, where Lucullus himself was commanding the legions. With everyone's gaze directed at the provinces, few could have known that a seemingly inauspicious event in Rome would become the central fulcrum around which the fate of the Republic would turn. The paterfamilias of a venerable patrician house had passed away unexpectedly, and a senator by the name of Vitellius Scaevola had made a bid for the hand of his eldest child. His widow alone believed that Scaevola had poisoned her husband and now strove to take his place and claim his property through marriage. Acting in secret, the widow arranged for her youngest child to be taken out of their villa in the dead of night and smuggled out of Rome.
So we're at around 200 BC-ish. Around this particular time, that was the first time that the Romans actually entered Greece. It is still the Republic. So we're going to kind of make this character a little bit like me, kind of, sort of. They added more portraits from what I've seen. Let's go with this one. We'll do the name portion next. Let's go light here. Go medium. Here's like a dark blonde. Say I'm gonna go about average. So the nickname, we're gonna go with Prometheus. Our family name is gonna be, so Cornelius, I believe, was what Scipio, what house they were. And then we know we can't pick Julii. So let's be of the Romulius. Let's go with Octavius, maybe? Maybe that would be a good one. Actually, we'll choose my my name. That's how they. Well, that's kind of weird. Well, I guess it would be this, and it's. Let's go with that. Good J here. Alright, so that's going to be the end of character creation. We are ready to go. So each of these three perks, or each of these three perks unlocks unique dialogue options to persuade other people in different situations. Think about what kind of character you want to roleplay and choose your rhetorical style accordingly. During the story, you may get a chance to master a second technique. Go with ethos would be like the power of authority. Logos, convincing someone through sound logical arguments and reasoning. The art of winning people are using rhetoric. Emotional manipulation. I think I'll take logic-wise. I've played these, but I'm going to play on hard. I've seen some gameplay. I do need to turn down the sound, that's for sure. Because that is entirely too loud. But we'll do that in the main menu. So I'm going to have combat death off for this first playthrough. Maybe we'll do a harder playthrough later. So it enables permanent death of party members if they bleed out during combat. Be warned if a story companion or your own character dies, it's game over. This is disabled. Non-story Praetorians can still die. So you can still have characters die, just non-story ones, which I kind of like that. And we're not going to have Iron Man on because this is a YouTube playthrough. Yeah, that has to be turned down. War can take years. There's no time limit, so go ahead and take as much time as you want. Okay.
Did you hear me, Domine? Your body is surely present, but your mind seems somewhere else.
You're stunned by the beauty of the sea. Look how blue it is. So, everyone's dialogue, I believe, is voice acted, but your own, so we'll be reading our responses. So I'm just stunned by the beauty of the sea. Look how blue it is.
It soothes the soul, doesn't it? I had come to think that this sea was so blue in my memories, only because I was young the last time I saw it. But I remembered right. I asked the Triarchus how close we are to Lesbos, but he would not give me a straight answer.
He still just claims we are close to our destination.
Indeed. In his defense, there are many islands on this sea, and they mostly look the same. Will you check with the Triarchus? Hopefully he will give you a clearer answer. He told me his name is Geminus.
Geminus, okay. The man may generally not know our position. I will see if I can help him work it out.
If nothing else, you do have a way of making unreasonable people see reason. You should also go and thank Quintus Aquilinus. I do believe he saved our lives with his timely appearance at the villa.
Quintus Aquilinus. Wow, that's a name. Do believe he saved our lives. Okay. There are so few passengers on this galley.
Your mother paid Geminus handsomely to set off in great haste under cover of night. 2 others did board with us, also bound for Lesbos. Young Gaius has been pacing impatiently over there, wearing grooves into the deck. There was a gladiator too, but I don't know where he went.
We left so quickly, my mother and sister.
Do not worry. The Vitellius brothers have no reason to do them any harm. Besides, you cannot save them by worrying. Focus on the task ahead.
Thank you for coming with me, Signeros.
Thank you for bringing me along. It will be wonderful to see my homeland again.
Let's see if Geminus knows where we are. The quest markers point you towards your mandatory objectives, and your optional objectives are the question marks. Quest markers are only displayed for the current tracked quest. When you have more than one quest, you can change which one you're tracking. Okay, by J. Use WSD to pan, rotate middle mouse button, F to make a camera follow. Okay. Generally the same thing as you normally would do. That's probably still a little bit too loud there. Alright, so tell me if it's too low or anything like that. So we have our optional quest. That's who we actually... No, that's the guy that we have to talk to. Okay.
You found your sea legs quickly, Domine.
You handle the sea better than most. I'm glad.
So, I feel like he knows us. And this is pronounced, I think, a lot of people at least would see this as Centario, but I think they pronounce it with a hard K. So we'll say Centario, because that's just... I think of Centurion and Centario... There's going to be a lot of weird things like that in this playthrough. So I'm going to say this now. If I mispronounce anything, it's going to happen. So, Centario, I want to thank you for your timely arrival at my villa.
The timing was fortunate, but there is no need to thank me. The consul sent me to get you. Please, call me Kaiser, if it's not too familiar.
So, normally you would say Seizo, but it's Kaizo. Okay. You can call me Prometheus.
With all due respect, I'd better not.
Uh,
My subordinates call me Centurio. My superiors call me Aquilinus. My friends call me Kaiso.
Okay, can we go over the plan? Our departure was far too hasty to discuss our course of action.
Ah, she did not keep you apprised. Your mother has secretly been making arrangements with the consul. You are to join his command staff as tribunus.
And that is the consul, I think the guy that we had talked to, or maybe it is the ship captain. We haven't got there yet. With the duties of a tribunus.
You'll have very little responsibility. The tribunus of the legio assist the legatus while they learn how to command a military organization. You will not see combat, nor will you make any important decisions. You'll be safe, as your mother wanted.
This may be an excellent stepping stone to become a senator.
Indeed. Military service is mandatory to be elected as quaestor, but you know that. One word of
Quaestor.
advice. I know Lucullus is a friend of your family, but remember, he is the consul, elected by the people to rule all of Rome. It's best if you don't act too familiar with him in front of his men.
What is your relationship with The first thing that popped in my mind was Locutus from Star Trek. But no, it's not. Locutus.
For many years, I was the primus pilus of Legio Prima Italica, which he commands. He needed someone he could trust to get you out of Rome and keep you safe.
That's a mouthful. The primus pilus of Legio Prima Italica. Wow. You return to your position when we reach for Lesbos?
That position has already been filled by one of my centuriones. A good man, easily up to the task. My job now is to watch your back and help you settle into your new life.
I'm honored to have you with me.
Happy to be at your service.
We talked to any of the other passengers?
I had a brief talk with that gladiator who boarded before us, just to make sure he won't give us any trouble. He seems to have vanished, though. The young man over there, Gaius, is apparently the nephew of the other consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta. He's here to become a tribunus as well. You should talk to him if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll have much in common.
If you didn't recognize that name, you're in for a treat. Because I just did. I just recognized who this is.
I heard he's running from a senator who wants him dead.
Shh! Keep your voice down.
Solway.
So, I don't believe we have met, we've been properly introduced. My name is Jason Romulus Prometheus.
It is a pleasure. I am Gaius Julius Ceaser.
Yes! This is the one and the only cross the Rubicon Gaius Julius Caesar. Obviously, he's a young man at this point. He has not started his campaign in Gaul. We're headed the opposite direction. And he is just starting his military career. So well met. This is all quite new to me. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all. But keep in mind, I'm not the most experienced soldier either.
Where are you from?
I was born in Rome, but they say my family is from Alba Longa.
Why did you join the Legio?
That's a long story, my friend. Suffice to say, the powers that be are not fond of me. I have decided that staying in Rome could be, shall we say, hazardous to my health.
And mind you, he is the son of one of the co-consuls. The other consul, I believe at this time, Rome had 3 consuls, I believe. And so you had a lot of the consuls ended up being like the same family in some cases. But there was Roman tradition, especially later down the line, that you would adopt someone that would eventually become emperor that was outside the family in some cases, because you wanted the Republic to continue, or the Empire to go down. So 2. So there's always 2 councils of power at a time that are elected for 1 year, and then you have multiple other ones. So he is not running from the other council. The other council's here. So he must have been given 2 what the council, the guy who's got us out, he has actually got out the council's son. Okay. How many wars did you fight in?
To be honest, this will be my first proper battle. I did study a lot, though, and therefore I am well versed in matters of strategy and tactics.
This is my first military assignment. Do you have any advice?
If you don't play an important part, you will be torn apart. My father used to say. I guess that was his way of telling me to be brave and hopefully not stupid.
We'll talk later. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of the man, the myth, the legend, Gaius Julius
What is he looking for?
He's been like this all
Ceaser.
morning.
Do you not know where we are? Salve, Geminus, wasn't it?
Yes, Geminus. Salve. I'm a little preoccupied.
Wind's been rather still today, hasn't it? I've noticed the oars have been out since early in the morning, which is causing our delay.
You're right. The rowers are getting tired. We should let them rest soon, but that will cause even more delay. Wait.
You finally see Lesbos on the horizon?
Ah, shit. They're headed straight towards us. They're gonna ram!
Get your father's weapons. Let's see if you can actually fight.
Okay, he's ready to fight already. Greeks.
Gaius, are you alright?
I'm fine, Centurio.
Form up! Let's get these pirates off our ship!
Before combat begins, you will often have time to organize your Praetorians into a formation within a highlighted area highlighted in blue. Simply click one of your Praetorians and click where you want to place them. Generally good idea, put your heavy infantry in front and your archers support behind them. When you're ready, click the end turn button. Okay? Gaius is an archer. He's support. Have it like that. That's probably best. To attack an enemy, first select which skill to use. Each skill cannot be used more than once per turn. Many skills require an action point to use and have limited charges per encounter. Okay. Slashing, bludgeoning, fist. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it's like untrained characters such as civilian militia in this case. Geminites, character who dealt the final blow will gain their action attack. Remember, any given skill can only be used once, and the action cannot be saved for the next turn. Skill left to use in that same turn. Okay. Okay, now that's really cool. Governor Chilton, number indicates remaining duration. Okay. Be positive, negative, or neutral. Get more information.
Where's that gladiator who boarded with us?
Up there!
Never underestimate the value of an impressive entrance. This is all too.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. I see.
You're deadly with that thing. I've lived other lives before this one. I think this is the last of them.
All right. No one was injured?
Back to Neptune's asshole, barbarians!
The Triarchus ran us straight into the pirate ambush stream. Allow me to execute him right here and right now. This traitor must be working with them.
We're sailing to join a war against pirates. It's not so surprising that we should be attacked by pirates on our own. There are pirates on our way.
Don't be naive. This was no random attack. They were out for blood.
It is quite unusual for pirates to attack any ship, let alone a heavily armed Roman galley. They prefer to attack lightly defended coastal towns instead. It's less risky and more profitable.
Well, let's go talk to the man.
Let's do it.
Geminos, you steered us into a trap.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I had nothing to do with it, I promise. They came out of nowhere.
Silence! You utter nonsense! By Mars, it is the sea! How can anyone come from nowhere?
We cannot execute a man based on no evidence. Besides, we need our Triarchus to make it safely ashore.
What do you say, kid? What do you think we should do?
Why are you asking me? You're the Primus. This kind of decision is your responsibility.
I'm just a humble Cantorio, albeit a particularly well-dressed one. Lucullus has greater plans for you. Your father's dead. The time to rely on others to make difficult decisions for you is gone.
Why do you want him dead, Gladiator?
We are close to our destination, and we can reach it without him. If there is a possibility that he is working with the enemy, we cannot risk to let him live. Mercy, doubt, hesitation. These are all openings that the enemy can exploit to kill you. This man's value to us is far less than the threat he may pose.
Guys, if pirates don't attack ships, you say, why would these ones make an exception?
We are, many of us, important people, on our way to join the action against Lesbos. Is it not conceivable that the rebels heard of us? The Kingdom of Pontus is known to sponsor pirates, to harass and weaken Rome. I do not believe we have any reason to suspect our Triarchus of colluding with them.
Nothing to gain from executing the Triarchus now.
Very well. We shall spare his life. But remember, mercy is a luxury you will not always be able to afford.
Perhaps, but in this case we certainly can't afford to lose our Triarchus. We still have to reach Lesbos.
A wise choice, my friend. Killing the Triarchus of our ship in the middle of the sea would have been inconvenient, indeed.
Thank you. If you ever again need the help of a skilled navigator, I am at your service.
Rowers, up the tempo! And keep your eyes open.
Your refresher check the code is the main menu to read any of the tutorials. Okay. Choose my class. Precepts, how many armor? Okay. Veles. Take a duelist. Marksman. And this is support. The leader must come in and do work. Focus on survivability, protecting allies, charge into the fray and excel using the shield as a weapon, lock down enemies, and resist enemy attempts to do the same to them. It's the most straightforward class to play, obviously. But I feel like it'd be fun to play. Heavy armor. Get up in the enemy's face. I like it. Oh, it's a confirm over here. Barbarian usually meant anyone who does not speak Greek. The Romans adopted to become anyone that isn't Roman or Greek. Okay. Asia Minor, 1st century BC. Okay, here's the camp.
Gentlemen, welcome to Lesbos, the pearl of the Mediterranean.
An ugly nest of pirates.
An impenetrable fortress of pirates, more like. With an infinite food supply thanks to the strength of their fleet.
We shall find a way to limit this infinite supply, then.
You think like an imperator, Gaius. All right, people. This is Lucullus's war camp. The heart of our operations in this territory.
Lucullus
You've been
is...
seaborne for a long time now. I suggest you walk it off. See the things you have to see, and meet the people you have to meet. The consul waits in the command tent. Don't be too late if you don't want to see him angry.
The consul's up there.
Domine.
We're doing Cineros.
I am hungry and my face is wind-burned, but at least both of my feet are planted on solid ground now.
Why would Mother send me here of all places?
To save your life, of course. She firmly believes the Witelli killed your father. Sending you here was the best course of action.
This would take to bring the brothers down, so be it.
That is a practical outlook. But be careful that you don't focus so much on your ultimate goal that you miss important lessons or experiences along the way.
Wise man. You know about the consul.
Dominus Lucius Licinius Lucullus was a close friend of your father's, and a supporter of your mother's efforts. He is
Jeez.
now the closest thing you have to a father. You ought to keep this in mind.
Okay.
Besides a good wine, a warm bath, and a thorough massage, not much. Thank you. But you should think about yourself, Domine.
What should I do?
I would get used to my surroundings and visit the consul as soon as possible. We're here to accomplish something. Time to find out what it is.
Don't say so. Talk to you later.
Domine.
Salve.
You are Bista Tabet, right?
I am called Bestia Tabat indeed. You fight well. I noticed it.
May I ask you a few questions?
You may ask.
Your name is
And
quite
I may
unusual.
answer or not.
Your name is quite unusual. Is Besta your family name?
Your name is unusual. Tabat is the name that was given to me by my father. Bestia is the name I took when I earned my freedom. I chose it because I have fought and defeated many beasts.
Okay. Where are you from?
I was born in Mauritania, but I'm a Roman citizen.
Okay. Have you ever fought in a war before?
Until I undertook this voyage, I fought every single day in the arena. But wars? This will be my first.
You're a gladiator. You must know much about combat then. Any advice?
I recommend you to not die. Honor matters little. He who stands tall in the end will always be the winner.
What can you tell me about the commanders here?
They say Lucullus has the greatest military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and imperator, but I don't understand what that means.
How have you lived in Rome without knowing what these titles mean?
This is my first time seeing a senator outside of the spectator stands.
Okay. He's imperator because he holds the authority to command all the legions of Rome.
Then, from what I have heard, we are in good hands. It will be an honor to fight for such a man.
You did not like the Triarchus, did
He
you?
will fail again and cause the death of someone you care about. And that death will be your doing. Mark my words.
Do you want the field of battle? Not that we will be fighting said man.
How long are they going to keep us here?
It's driving me crazy too.
Saw Agrippa harassing that old Servus with the limp again.
That small-dicked bully. Did you tell the Praefectus?
He won't do anything about it. Agrippa is connected back home.
One day that man is going to fall out of a watchtower to his death. It'll be tragic.
Don't joke about that kind of thing.
I don't do that. Is that who I came in with?
This is not going to work, as long as the rebels keep receiving supplies by sea.
We will need to cut their supply lines. It's an operation for our occulta speculatoris.
I'll remain silent.
Well, don't just stand there like a plant. Come on in. By Jupiter, you sure have grown up, haven't you? This is the promising young man I was telling you about, Thermus.
Quite unassuming, but full of potential, I guess. Prime material for the speculatores, if he can prove himself.
What are the speculatores?
A special cohort, assembled for particularly daring undertakings.
Soon enough, you shall see the kind of thing they are tasked to carry out.
Just tell me what needs to be done.
A trial by fire is what you need. Now pay attention. We've been in a deadlock here on Lesbos for some time now. My co-consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta, is engaged against King Mithridates of Pontus in the east. Mithridates is using the pirates of Lesbos as his navy.
The fortress of Mytilene here is well protected, but it also has a weakness. There's a mountain pass we can utilize. I will lead the assault myself.
I volunteer for the vanguard. If my uncle can defeat Pontus, I can surely handle Mytilene.
So be it, then. Meanwhile, you will prove yourself as a leader, my young ward. Take Caeso Quintius Acollinus, your Servus Cineros, and that gladiator who came with you on the ship. You will meet up with Julius Calidus of my legion Speculatoris. Your mission is to sneak into the harbor and destroy the enemy ships any way you can. I expect you have questions.
Give me the impression of a serve as your tribunus.
If you're worried about your future political prospects, have no fear. We will tell everyone you served as my tribunus with great distinction.
Why can't I take part in the main assault?
If you are fast, you may yet play a part in that. But for the assault to succeed, you must do this first.
Oh, this is just a secondary operation to Cotta's campaign?
That doesn't make what we're doing any less important. Mithridates has a dozen warriors for each of our legionari. Defeating Pontus will require patience and caution. Regaining control of the Aegaeum Mare is a crucial step in cutting off Mithridates' supply lines.
For to choose my own people?
Prove yourself, and you will be able to name your companions. However, you will want Calidus on your team. Trust me.
No more questions. I'll do what needs to be done.
Wait. Are those your father's old weapons? I'm sure they mean a lot to you, but look. The leather is brittle. This won't do. Visit my smith, Sextus, and get yourself properly equipped before you go.
Okay, when you're ready to leave the air, look for the icon to find the exit of the world map. Here's Gaius.
Solway.
Very interesting man, Gaius.
Interesting. I shall accept this as a compliment, but prepare to be disappointed. To the extent of my knowledge and ability, I shall try to be as helpful as I can.
First time I travel so far from home.
Indeed. Staying in Rome became, shall we say, politically disadvantageous to me. That's why I left it. Like you, I've never been to Lesbos before. I did my homework, though, in case you have any questions.
What do you know about the island?
Lesbos is one of the most important islands on this sea. Some cartographers call it the Horse Island, on account of its shape.
Okay, Lesbos. Kind of looks like that is in the North Aegean. I mean, we're right on what is a campaign into Pontus itself, so why are the pirates
Location, I would guess. The island has countless coves and natural harbors for pirate ships to hide in, not to mention the massive fortress in Mytilene.
Armies vast superior to those Greeks. I don't see why we can't simply wipe them out.
Be that as it may, their position here is superior. Mytilene is right next to the sea, and their fleet brings them supplies constantly. It's a stalemate.
Okay.
Of course.
Meet the Triarchus was working with
Does
the
it
enemy?
matter? For the sake of this discussion, let us say he was a traitor. In the end, we are triumphant and the pirates are dead. The Triarchus, if indeed he worked with them, now knows he picked the wrong side. In a war like this, allegiances are rarely about ideology. The common person wants nothing more than to be on the winning side, and we have shown Geminus that the winning side is ours.
This is true. This war camp looks like a town itself.
Fascinating, isn't it? The Legion can build a fortified camp like this almost overnight. In my opinion, that is the foundation of Rome's military might.
And that's a hint, because later on in the campaign in Gaul, real life wise, in history, the fact that Gaius was able to fortify a city inside a city, so essentially he was sieging a town, and his siege built a fort around said town, and then another army from outside came in to attack, and by the time they got there, he was able to build himself another fort around that. And it's probably one of Julius Caesar's best, and probably not the most well-known, but it's what propelled him into being a well-known figure and eventually led him to march on Rome itself later on. But if he doesn't win that siege, he likely doesn't survive that battle, and thus the Republic remains. So let's talk later, Gaius.
Wait. Listen, you seem trustworthy. I may have need for your help on a rather sensitive matter.
Of course, Gaius, you can trust me.
That is good to hear. Keep in mind the matter I'm about to mention is rather personal in nature.
Okay.
Your discretion would be appreciated. I've been keeping a detailed account of our journey ever since we left port. Shortly after our arrival, however, the journal went missing. I believe it to be stolen by one of the Centuriones.
What makes you think it was one of the Centaurio?
I have seen a particular man walking out of my tent. As a matter of fact, I have already confronted him, and he pretty much admitted his guilt.
Why would
Pain
he steal
comes
it?
in many forms. Physical, emotional, and let us say that some men just enjoy inflicting pain in all forms.
Why can't you just get it?
That I have already tried. He threatened me in a way. He said if I continue bothering him, he would read the contents of my journal publicly.
And the journal includes omissions of certain actions you're not proud of?
I can stand by my decisions, and I'm proud of my actions. It's just that I don't want some donkey-headed brute reciting them in public.
Okay. Very well. Tell me what I can do.
The Centurio is called Agrippa, I think. He hangs out with his friends near the tent over there. I thought perhaps you could convince him to hand over my journal. Needless to say, I would like to keep the contents of the journal private. I would appreciate if you'd refrain from reading it.
Okay. We'll get it for you.
Salve, son. Do you need anything?
Thank you for saving my life.
That is unnecessary. I just wish your father could see you like this. He would have been proud.
You think I'm safe here? Those people who attacked our villa, what if they find me?
Calm your soul, child. There's nothing to be worried about. I am your Patronus now. No one will dare to harm you as long as I am alive.
That's true. You and my father were close?
We served together under Cornelius Sulla in the Social War. He was the most talented spy I've ever known.
I haven't heard much about that. You taught me a lot about staying ahead of my enemies.
I know. You're a natural fit for the occultist speculatores. If you're anything like your father, you'll even enjoy it.
So it was a rebellion arranged by ancient Rome's Italian allies who denied the Roman franchise, fought for independence. So that was... Oh, it's not the social war. I'm thinking it from a social. The people are called the socii. So it was the social. Okay, makes sense. And I know you're a natural fit for Ocula Spectores. If you're anything like your father, you'll enjoy it. People here. The people we're here to fight, are they pirates or rebels?
Lesbos has rebelled against Rome. We call them pirates for political reasons, when in reality these people are organized much like a navy. They are allied with Mithridates, Megas of Pontus. He is without a doubt the most dangerous enemy Rome has faced since Hannibal.
Okay. How can Mithridates pose a threat against the might of Rome?
Pontus is a strong nation. They have conquered Colchis, Cappadocia, and Bithynia. And these conquests have made them bold. Mithridates himself is a fascinating figure. They say he has rendered himself immune to poison.
Not the first time they have fought Rome?
My mentor, Cornelius Sulla, defeated him some years ago when he first invaded our province of Asia. Mithridates exploits the ebb and flow of the conflict between the factions of our Senate. He strikes when Rome is divided, like a vulture circling a wounded wolf. Salve, son. Do you need anything?
Okay. Where's this jerk? Stealing people's diaries. Save is F5. Down here. Alright, Agrippa, let's get this diary back before we head out.
We're in the middle of something, Tribune. What do you want?
We're in possession of someone's private property. I'm here to retrieve it.
This? Ah, well, this is priceless. A journal written by Cotter's stupid nephew, who thinks of himself as the greatest commander history has ever seen.
He also happens to be my friend, so I suggest you hand it over.
Why don't you send him back here to beg for it again?
Caesar may not seem like it now, but he is a tribunus, and he has friends in high places. Today's blue-eyed rookie is tomorrow's imperator. What's more, he strikes me as a man who forgives easily and remembers those who served him well.
All right. I guess you rich kids stick together. Take it, and let's not speak of this again.
Good. I got your journal, boy. I promise I did not read it.
Solway, I see you have successfully retrieved my journal. May I ask how you managed it?
He was being unreasonable. I kept my cool and made him see reason.
What can I say? I'm not surprised. One last question before we're done. Did you read my journal?
I'm curious about the journal's contents, but I respect your wishes.
That is the most virtuous thing to do, and I expected nothing less of you. Thank you, my friend.
I got you. I got you, BB. Okay, so we need to talk to Sextus, and we'll get the armor, and that will be the end of this first episode. Let me get this.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan.
Forms like that in such a illustrious period, can you blame me for making the mistake?
I can't fault your eyes, but flattery won't help me repair that ancient relic you're carrying. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it.
But I need something special. Can I commission you to smith it for me?
I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consul's centuriones.
You sell materials for smithing.
You'll have to bring your own materials if you want any work done. I've nothing to spare.
Okay. Where's V? Obvious, a sty, locotum, okay. Open the inventory. Okay, use the filter. Okay, yeah. Okay. Cool. Alright, so that'll end our first episode, guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you're liking this so far, any suggestions, anything like that, go and leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.